Hello, my name is Gina Strole. I'm an intuitive healer, psychic medium, and spiritual coach. And today I want to talk about really normalizing our spiritual abilities and gifts. We have lived in a culture for so long where, anything on the supernatural side has been woo-woo or crazy or witchy stuff, really just doesn't, if you belong in the religious sense, it's evil, it doesn't belong here, it's not from God. And I have been pleasantly surprised lately because I'm just going to put it out there for you today because it has been coming around for a while. Things have been changing and really people are looking more for intuition. They're diving into their spiritual abilities, which I think is great. But I think we need to even take it a step further and really start diving into it and normalizing this work as a part of our lives, as a part of spiritual beings that we are here, because we're spiritual first. We're that supernatural part of ourselves first. And the rest of it is in the physical side. And so if we can really learn to let go of our fears, let go of this not understanding and being afraid to understand. I remember for a lot of years, I was afraid to understand what it meant because of my religious beliefs is what kept me really from diving into that because I wasn't really ready to let go of that yet. I wasn't ready to let go of that family stigma that I felt like that I had been under on what was acceptable and what's not acceptable and what's considered evil and what's considered not evil. To me, our intuition, any abilities that we have are God-given abilities. They truly, truly come from the divine, and they are here to better this world and to help those around us, to help people heal. That's why I love the work that I do, because it really is an opportunity to make this world a better place. And that's what I'm here to do. I am here to serve, and I'm here to do it in the way that I have been given with my abilities to make that happen. And for me, that's intuitive healing, that's mediumship. It's even life coaching for me. I love coaching people in the spiritual development world and really helping them understand and create boundary systems and do all the things so that they can really live the best life possible. That's why I'm here. And all of us, I believe, have some abilities in some form or another. I remember a long time ago, I took a class on my abilities. I remember Jackie Ballag, I think, was teaching a class on finding your spiritual gifts. And it was really cool because there were some that I really didn't know that I had, nor have I really developed them. But there's other ones that have come out, like the spiritual healing, intuitive healing, really helping people release their emotional baggage, helping them do physical body healing. Those kind of things, helping them step in and understand spirit and helping them understand their spiritual gifts. These are all abilities that we're given, but we have to develop them as well. And to me, it's been really cool to watch and see how things have kind of turned and have been going more towards the spiritual abilities. And I've seen that happen here a lot. I remember when I first started my development, it wasn't that way. It was definitely not that way. These were seen as woo-woo or weird or not normal, not normal. I remember hearing that's just not normal to know those kind of things, or it's not normal to feel those kind of things. And being an empath or being someone that was sensitive was considered you were too sensitive. It was not enough. And it's really been good to go through the development process and realize, you know what, this is my normal. This is where I rock. And really learning how to use that for the betterment of the world and the people around us and those that we're here to serve. So it is time to normalize this. It's time to make intuition an everyday part of your life. If you haven't been using your intuition or you want to start using your intuition, this is a great way to open up your abilities. I have people ask me, how do I find my abilities? How do I find my gifts? And to me, the way that I have done it is I have really listened to my guidance, listened to that intuition, even when I didn't know what it was at first. And it was really follow this person, go here. You should take that class. You should learn about that. You need to connect with this person And every time I have listened to that, it has been another tool in my toolbox that I have needed for my development process. When I haven't listened to it, it's made it a little harder for me to get where I need to go and a little more frustrating. And so I have really learned to listen to that. There's a reason that you're drawn to people. There's a reason that you listen to what they have. And then we really have to put our energy forward and go figure it out and really decide, what works for you. I know for me, for those of you who know, a little bit about my story, or maybe you don't, I didn't step into my abilities until later on in life. And a lot of my fears got in the way. I was afraid to come out of the closet and tell people what I do and how I did it. And a lot of it is because I couldn't explain it back then. I didn't know how I did it. I just knew that it came very natural for me. It came very natural for me to see emotions and things in people's body that needed to be healed and let go. It became very natural for me to see physical things going on in someone's system, and how the emotional connection was there for them and what they needed to let go. I see a lot of people's, mostly women that I work with, their life plays out for me like a movie on a screen, and I can see all of the areas where those traumas have come in for them that are really causing them to live in fear and not step out into their power. And so it's been a process, though, over the years to be able to not be afraid. And in fact, I recently just went to a funeral, a religious funeral, and it was really weird because I had people come up to me and, are you still doing mediumship? Are you still doing all those things? It's so cool that you do that. And it was really such a weird place to be for me, because I used to be so terrified of, I didn't want to have the conversation. I didn't want to have to explain what I did. And I've been doing it long enough now that people just know what I do, and they'll either talk to me about it or they won't. And so, but we have to get to that point through development. We have to discover. And so, I went through lots of classes, really lots of discovery, got into mediumship, did mediumship for quite a while. I did it professionally for a little while and realized that's not where I wanted to be. And that as much as I love the spirit world, I love teaching all about the spirit world, my love really lies in helping people heal their lives. And spirit can come in and do that to a certain degree. But most people that I worked with, I realized, needed deeper healing than just the spirit coming in, just their mom coming in and telling them that she was okay, and to go find her ring wherever, and they needed more than that. And so that's where I really discovered my true path, was really putting things in my toolbox and realizing what I was going to use and what I can't and what I didn't want to use. And that's the cool thing about it, is we get to decide where we want to best serve, how we can best serve in this world. So, it's time to really start normalizing these gifts. You all have the ability of intuition. I believe everybody does. Even if you have let it go super quiet and you don't listen to it anymore, all you have to do is start listening again, and it'll come in. It does get quiet when we ignore it. It gets tired of talking to you. If you're not going to listen, why is it going to bother? But the minute that you make any effort towards really learning about your intuition and tapping into your intuition, it lights up and it starts again for you, and you can grasp it at any time. So if you're being called, feeling like you need to reach out and really discover yourself, this whole spiritual awakening is all about discovering your abilities, I believe. And it's all about really healing our lives so that we can live at our highest purpose. And so as you go through this journey, and there again, our abilities are all about our discovery process and our healing process, because my discovery has been as much about healing my life and healing my past, and even healing my generational stuff and my past life stuff and all of the things, as it is about helping other people in this world. So to me, they kind of go hand in hand, which is why I do what I do, because it goes hand in hand to me. So if you can really look at this as, to me, it's just part of our development process. We're spiritual beings. We're totally spiritual beings here having a physical experience, and that's it. And so that spiritual part of us wants to come out. It's here to help you. It's here to serve you. It's here to keep you on your path. It's here to help you know which turn to take next, and maybe which job that you should do, or, where you need to move to, or As mothers, that intuition is beautiful in helping our kids. When our infants are sick and our babies are sick, we use that intuition to know what's wrong with these kids and what they need. So we're using it in all different ways in our life. It's really just learning to apply it more and more every day and really making it a normal part of our life. And as you do that, your abilities will come out. As you let go of the fear of trusting it, a lot of times I have people who are afraid to trust their intuition. They're afraid to trust their abilities, for social reasons, or maybe they've trusted it and it went really bad. It felt bad. It's really trusting that no matter what decision you made, it was perfect for you. And this is part of the healing process as well, that no matter what decision you made, no matter what you did, at that time, it was perfect for you. And there are no coincidences. Everything happens just like it is designed to happen. So when you can start trusting that and start trusting it more and really stepping into your spiritual side, this is where you're going to find your abilities. This is where it's going to feel more normal for you on a day-to-day basis. If you have shut it down for a long time, this is going to feel super unnatural to you. But as you start to trust it, I have my husband tell me all the time, I'm about as intuitive as a stick, is what he says. And I'm like, yeah, it's not true. It's just because he chooses not to embrace that part of his life. And I do. Him and I are very different. I go by my feelings. I go by what it feels like to me and what feels the best and what we should be doing. And he is very realistic. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just the way that I choose to live versus the way that he chooses to live. And so, but we can all, I believe, really develop this spiritual sense of ourselves, this spiritual side of ourselves. You are a spiritual being to begin with. So, if you can start, I have a lot of people ask me, how do I do that? Sitting in meditation and just opening up. Now, meditation to me is not, you're not sitting in the quiet for hours and hours every day. You don't need to do it. What it is really learning to slow down for a minute, because our intuition comes when we slow down. It cannot come when you're in overdrive. It cannot come when you are running frantically. Sometimes it can if there's an emergency, but most of the time you're not going to hear it when you're like that. It comes when we're quiet. We have to really learn to quiet that mind down a little bit. It's not about making it completely quiet. It's just quieting yourself down long enough to get those intuitive hits. And to me, that's what meditation is all about. The other things that you can do is go where you're guided. Really start your personal development, really start learning the spiritual side of life and the lessons that you need to learn here and the things that you need to release. This is all part of our spiritual journey as well. And as we start going down this path slow by slow, to me, it is a lifelong journey. It's not something you do for a week or 2 or 5 and then you're done. I'm a lifelong learner, and I'm sure I'll even continue learning on in the hereafters and for many more lifetimes to go. And so if we can continue to learn, continue to grow, continue to share, little by little, that's how you grow those spiritual side of you. So I hope this has been helpful for you. I appreciate you being here, and let me know what you think. So much love, and we'll talk to you soon.